November 6th update as uncertainty over the theatrical distribution arena continued to occupy attendees at a sluggish AFM. Two films demonstrated how to play the game as Marvel Studios' Thor Ragnarok powered to the seventh highest November debut in history on $122.7 million, and A24's Lady Bird scored a spectacular limited debut. Meanwhile, STX's A Bad Mom's Christmas arrived in second place on a so-so $21.3 million over 5 days. Thor Ragnarok generated the fourth highest North American debut of the year today through Buena Vista, and its launch pushed the Marvel Cinematic Universe past $5 billion in North America and $13 billion globally. The latest installment in the God of Thunder series opened in 4,080 theaters and gained 41% over the $85.7 million 2013 debut of Thor: The Dark World, dropping to 33.3% when adjusted for inflation, and 84% over the 2011 $65.7 million launch of Thor, dropping to 69% when adjusted for inflation. Chris Hemsworth stars alongside Tom Hiddleston, Mark Ruffalo, Cate Blanchett, Idris Elba, Karl Urban, Tess Thompson, and Anthony Hopkins. Taika Waititi directed the superhero adaptation, which added $153.7 million for a $308.4 million international running total and elevated the worldwide haul to $431.1 million. A Bad Mom's Christmas arrived in second place below expectations on $16.8 million over 3 days in 3,615 venues for a 29.5% drop against the $23.8 million 3-day debut of Bad Moms in July 2016, and a 10.5% drop when the new film's $21.3 million 5-day debut is taken into account. The R-rated sequel drew mediocre reviews and played best among women, who accounted for 82% of the audience. Mila Kunis, Kristen Bell, Kathryn Hahn, Susan Sarandon, Cheryl Hines and Christine Baranski star in the comedy sequel. The original grossed $113.3 million in North America and $183.9 million worldwide. Another sparkling limited debut from A24 saw Greta Gerwig's feature directorial debut Lady Bird starring Saoirse Ronan open at number 26. The Comedy Drama Awards contender premiered in Toronto and delivered $364,467 in 4 venues for a $91,109 average. This ranks as the highest average for the year to date. Lionsgate's Saw installment Jigsaw dropped to third place in its second weekend on $6.6 million for $28.7 million, a solid running total for a horror film that reportedly cost $10 million excluding PA spend. Electric Entertainment opened Lyndon B. Johnson historical drama LBJ at number 14 on $1.1 million from 659 venues. Rob Reiner directed Woody Harrelson in the titular role. Box office is trailing 2016 by roughly 9% by the same stage. This weekend's top 12 combined for $167.4 million, up 173% on last weekend and down 8.5% against the comparable session last year when Marvel's Doctor Strange opened top on $85.1 million and DreamWorks Animation's Trolls arrived in second place through Fox on $46.6 million. This week's wide releases are Fox Agatha Christie Whodunit Murder on the Orient Express, directed by and starring Kenneth Branagh, and Paramount comedy Daddy's Home 2 with Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg, Mel Gibson, and John Lithgow. Confirmed top 10 North America November 35, 2017 film Dist CONFWKD gross CONF total to date 1 Thor Ragnarok Buena Vista Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures International $122.7 million 2 A Bad Mom's Christmas STX Saints International $16.8 million $21.3 million 3-1 Jigsaw Lionsgate International $6.6 million $28.7 million 4-2 Tyler Perry's Boo 2A Medea Halloween Lionsgate International $4.5 million $42.8 million 5-3 Geostorm Warner Brothers Pictures International $3.2 million $28.9 million 6-4 Happy Death Day Universal Pictures International $2.7 million $52.9 million 7-5 Blade Runner 2049 Warner Brothers Sony Pictures Releasing International $2.3 million $85.5 million 8-6 Thank you for your service Universal Pictures International $2.2 million $7.3 million 9-7 Only the Bravestone Sony Pictures Releasing International $1.9 million $15.3 million 10-11 Let There Be Light Atlas Distribution $1.7 million $4.1 million